Stanislav Petrov, arrives at the Serpukhov-15 bunker in the early hours of 26 September 1983. The underground command center hums with quiet activity. He greets colleagues, takes his seat, and begins monitoring the Oko satellite system. The room is filled with glowing screens and low chatter. Petrov adjusts his headset, reviews system status. Outside, the Soviet Union sleeps. Inside, the early warning network scans the skies for signs of missile launches from the west. Petrov had trained for this moment. A former pilot's son, he studied aerospace engineering and joined the Air Defense Forces in 1972. His work focused on the new Oko satellite system designed to detect ICBMs. Oko satellites orbit in Molniya paths, high over the northern hemisphere. They use infrared sensors to detect missile plumes during ascent. Data flows to Serpukhov-15, where duty officers interpret alerts. The system had flaws. It was new, prone to errors. Petrov knew its limitations. He had heard reports of glitches, false readings caused by sunlight and cloud reflections. 3 weeks earlier, Soviet forces shot down Korean Airlines Flight 7. All 269 aboard died, including an American congressman. Tensions with the West were at their highest since the Cuban Missile Crisis. The U.S. condemned the shootdown. President Reagan called it a crime against humanity. Soviet leader Yuri Andropov saw the U.S. as increasingly hostile, possibly preparing for war. NATO had begun deploying Pershing II missiles in Europe. Capable of reaching Soviet targets in minutes, they were seen as a first-strike threat. The Soviets responded with heightened alert levels. Operation RYN was underway. Raketno Yadernoe Napadenie. The KGB's mission was to detect any sign of an impending American nuclear attack and preempt it. American bombers had flown near Soviet airspace, turning away at the last moment. Naval exercises tested Soviet radar response. These actions deepened Soviet suspicion. Petrov knew the political climate. He understood that his superiors expected an attack. The system was on hair-trigger alert. Any warning could spark retaliation. At 0:15, an alarm sounds. The Oko system reports a single ICBM launched from the United States. The message flashes red, launch detected. Petrov freezes. Protocol demands immediate reporting. A single missile could be the start of a full strike. But something feels wrong. He recalls training. A real first strike would involve hundreds of missiles, not one. This doesn't fit. He waits, hoping for ground radar confirmation. Ground radar cannot see beyond the horizon. It cannot confirm launches from the U.S. Petrov must rely on satellite data alone. 90 seconds pass. No second alert, no radar contact. The silence makes him doubt the report. Then the system reports 4 more missiles, 5 total now, en route from the U.S. The screen shows trajectories converging on Soviet territory. Petrov's mind races. 5 missiles still don't make sense. A real strike would be massive. This looks like a system error. He considers the technical flaws he knows about. The Oko system had failed before. Sunlight reflecting off clouds could mimic missile plumes. The alert traveled through 30 verification layers too quickly. No time for cross-checks. Petrov suspects a cascade failure in the software. He decides not to report the attack as real. He labels it a false alarm and waits. His choice defies protocol but follows logic. Petrov reports the alert to his superiors, including General Yuri Votintsev, stating his belief it is erroneous and citing the lack of confirmation. Votintsev receives Petrov's report and later acknowledges his correct assessment, though no real-time discussion of geopolitical factors is documented. No retaliation is ordered, and the chain of command does not escalate, with Votintsev later affirming Petrov's correct judgment. Minutes pass. No missiles arrive. The satellites show no new launches. The alert fades. Petrov's assessment appears correct. An investigation later confirms the system malfunctioned. Sunlight on clouds above North Dakota triggered the false alarm. The orbits aligned in a rare way. The flaw is corrected by adding geostationary satellite cross-checks. Future alerts will require multiple confirmations before being trusted. Petrov is questioned intensely. His superiors demand to know why he disobeyed protocol. He explains his reasoning, the number of missiles, the system's flaws. He is initially praised by Votintsev. A reward is promised, but soon he is reprimanded for not logging the event in the war diary. No official reward comes. The incident embarrasses the scientists and officers behind the Oko system. Acknowledging Petrov's role would expose their failures. Petrov is reassigned to a desk job. He leaves the military in 1984, taking early retirement. The stress takes a toll. He suffers a nervous breakdown. He joins the same institute to develop the early warning system. He works on improving detection methods, but stays out of the spotlight. His wife, Raisa, knows nothing of the event for years. When she learns, she asks what he did. He says, "Nothing. I did nothing." The incident remains secret until 1998. Potontsev reveals it in his memoirs. Only then does the world learn of Petrov's actions. Western media picks up the story. Petrov is called the man who saved the world. He dislikes the label. He says he was just doing his job. In 2004, the Association of World Citizens honors him in San Francisco. He receives a trophy and $1,000 for preventing catastrophe. In 2006, he travels to New York. At the UN, he is honored again. He meets Walter Cronkite, who interviews him for a documentary. The film The Man Who Saved the World premieres in 2014. It wins awards. Petrov appears in interviews, calm and humble. In 2013, he receives the Dresden Peace Prize. The award includes $25,000. He says the money helps care for his ill wife. Raza dies in 1997. Petrov retires to care for her. After her death, he lives quietly, reflecting on what happened. He never believes he is a hero. He says any rational person would have done the same. He was simply in the right place at the right time. On 26 September, internet communities mark Stanislav Petrov Day. They remember the moment a single decision prevented disaster. In 2018, he is awarded the Future of Life Award posthumously. Ban Ki-moon says humanity owes him profound gratitude. His daughter Elena accepts the prize. His son Dmitry misses the flight. The U.S. Embassy delays his visa. Petrov dies in 2017 from pneumonia. The news is not widely reported until months later. He is 77. Experts debate his role. Some say he alone prevented nuclear war. Others argue multiple layers would have blocked retaliation. Bruce Blair believes the system was primed to retaliate. Without Petrov's hesitation, leadership might have launched within minutes. Pavel Podbig argues the decision would have required confirmation from radar, intelligence, and other systems before launch. The permanent mission of Russia to the UN states no single person could start or prevent nuclear war. Data must be confirmed by multiple sources. Yet Blair insists the moment was perilous. The US-Soviet relationship was fragile. The system expected attack. Speed mattered more than caution. Petrov later says he wasn't sure the alarm was false. He just thought it unlikely. His civilian training helped him question the data. He says his colleagues, all military trained, would have followed protocol. They would have reported the launch immediately. He felt the red button was never operational. Psychologists didn't want one person to decide nuclear war. But the pressure was real. He knew that if he reported a strike, the leadership might act within minutes. There would be no time for deeper analysis. The OCO system required at least 4 satellites to function reliably. In 1983, fewer were active, increasing false alarm risk. The flaw was corrected by adding geostationary satellites. Future alerts would be cross-checked automatically.